Hey everyone, Val here. I'm in my kitchen and I'm getting ready to start a recipe, and this is going to be some cookies for Christmas. And I'm going to be taking the recipe out of our family cookbook. This is a recipe that I found several years back. I mean, like a lot of years back, like 20 years back. I found this recipe. I've made these cookies and they're kind of like a molasses cookie, a gingerbread cookie. And I'm going to be serving it with a pumpkin dip. I'm also going to put some frosting on the side so that the kids, if they want to decorate them instead of using the pumpkin dip, they can decorate them for Christmas tomorrow, because it is Christmas Eve tomorrow, and some of the grandchildren, one of my grandsons is here, but a couple of the other grandchildren will be coming tomorrow, so they can either use the pumpkin dip or they can put pumpkin dip on it and put a little of the icing on it if they want to decorate it. So one of the viewers out there, when I had talked about this recipe in my family cookbook, had asked me if I would share it with them. So I want to share it with everybody. So I'm going to start with making my molasses cookies, and they are cutout cookies, and then we're going to make a pumpkin dip to go with them, and it's wonderful, it really is. So I am not sure where I got this recipe from. I probably found it online somewhere, but the first time I made this was for my grandson Gavin's baby shower, and he will be 20 in January. So that's how long ago I've been making this recipe. Okay, so our ingredients will be 5.5 cups of flour, and I have my whole bin of flour here. I've got 4 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, my ground ginger. I have 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. I have a ½ teaspoon of ground cloves and a ½ teaspoon of ground nutmeg. We're going to use 1 cup of shortening, and I've got Crisco here. How can you go wrong with Crisco? And I'm going to be using a cup of sugar, a cup of molasses, and 1 cup of either milk or buttermilk. So those are the ingredients. I can try to remember to put the ingredients in the description box below. So you do, if you want the recipe, you will be able to get the recipe from the description box below. So the first thing we're going to do is preheat our oven to 350, and then we'll get started baking. So let me get everything ready, and let's get started putting the ingredients together. Okay, so I'm going to use my mixer, my stand mixer here. And it's saying to cream together the shortening, 1 cup of shortening, and 1 cup of the sugar. And then once this is creamed, we're going to add our molasses into there. So let me get those 2 things into my bowl. My assistant will throw the sugar in there. Gavin's helping me.
Sugar.
Throw the sugar in there. Alright, so we're going to cream those together, and we will be right back so you don't have to listen to the mixer here. Okay, that looks pretty creamed. It's blended in there really well together. So now we're going to add, my assistant here will add the molasses in there. Yummy. Alright, we're going to scrape that out. We'll take our spatula and scrape that out real good. We got a cup of molasses. Oops, hold it. And we're going to blend those together. Okay, so that is pretty creamed. That's looking really good. Okay, so it's saying to add the dry ingredients, alternate it with adding the milk, and mix well with each addition. So we have a cup of milk, which I'm gonna go ahead and put into this cup here. And then I'm going to put together my dry ingredients, but I'm not going to add my ginger and stuff in with my sifter because I don't like spices going through my sifter. So I'm just going to put those in first. So I need 2 teaspoons of ginger. That's 1. Oop, I'm going to have to get some more of that. Two teaspoons of ginger. I need 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. 1.5. 2. And then I need 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. And 1/2 teaspoon of cloves. I know this one's almost empty. That's why I got them both out, but that might be 1/2 teaspoon in there. Yeah. 1/2 teaspoon of cloves. Okay, now we're going to be doing 5.5 cups of flour. So I'm going to go ahead and get the flour into the sifter. Five and 1/2. Alright, 5.5. And then I need some baking soda. I need 4 teaspoons of baking soda. Let's have my baking soda. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just gonna start alternating this, and let's put these cookies together. Okay, so I've put some flour in there, and I'm going to add maybe a 1/4 of the thing of milk, and we're going to go ahead and start mixing this. And then once it gets mixed up, incorporated well, I'm going to add some more flour and some more milk. And I'm going to have to stop it to do that because I can't sift with this down, so I'm going to have to keep picking that up. So we're going to get it started. Alright, that's mixing really well. I'm just going to take my spatula and scrape off the sides a little bit here. Let some of that stuff get down there. And then I'm going to add some more flour if I don't get it all over the counter first. Alright. Get it on the floor. Add a little more milk. And let's try it again. Okay, so that's the second round with that. That's looking really good. Let's add a little more of the flour. Try not to get it all over the counter. It's not the easiest thing here. We'll add another bit of the milk, and we'll have one more round after this one. That's looking really good, so I'm going to add the rest of the flour, and Gavin, if you want to pour in the rest of the milk, we'll finish up this party here. It's turning out really nice. Okay, it looks like our cookie dough is ready. We just get it off the beater and we'll take it over and we'll roll up some cookies. It's ready. So now we're going to roll it out. Gavin's got his cookie cutters over there. He's going to do the cutting. I've got my baking sheets over here. We're going to put some on the baking sheets, and it says to cook them at 350 for 8 to 10 minutes. So we're going to see how this turns out. I'm going to face you down and we're going to roll out some of these cookies, and let's make some gingerbread cookies. All right, I'm going to add some flour to my sheet here because our dough still is, it's a little bit sticky still. So we want to make sure it's got enough to make it roll out without getting sticky all over everything. I'm going to do the first one here. Guess I may need to get a second thing. And I don't mind touching the raw cookie dough. It doesn't bother me. I know some people like gloves. My hands are clean. I don't mind touching it. You will make sure there's enough flour in it so it doesn't stick. I think that's probably good. I'm going to make a pile here of flour for Gavin's cookie cutters, and I'm going to try to roll this out about 1/8 of an inch thick. Need to move that a little bit. We don't want them too thin, but we don't want them too thick. Whew, I think that's probably pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So Gavin, if you want to cut them. Gavin's got a gingerbread man. Just dip it twice. If you want to dip it twice because it'll start sticking once the flour comes off it. There you go. And get up as close to the edge as you can. That way we don't have to roll the dough more than once. We get as many out of the piece of dough as we can. If it comes up, that's fine. I'll grab it and put it on the... Here, let me dip my spatula in some flour here so that doesn't stick. Oh, I'm going to spray my pan. And it says to put the cookies about 2 inches apart on the pan. So, to give them a little bit of room to expand. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Now, I haven't made cutout cookies in a long time, so we're just going to do the best we can with these, and it's going to be what it is.
With the broken legs, oh no.
Yeah, this guy's got his legs all kind of funky, but he'll be all right. He'll be all right. Okay, we've rolled out the second batch here, and Gavin's choice this time will be his Christmas trees. So we're going to cut out some Christmas trees. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put one pan on the bottom, one pan on the top in the oven, or the middle, and then we're going to cook them for 4 minutes and then swap them from the bottom rack to the top rack, or, swap racks. And cook them for 8 minutes. They're supposed to be cooked anywhere between 8 to 10 minutes, so we'll check them at the 8 minutes. If they need to go another minute, we'll cook them another minute. But we're going to go ahead and get all of our Christmas trees cut out, get this pan filled up. We have one pan filled and one pan about 1/4 of the way filled. So we'll get those all put together, and then we'll pop them in the oven. We'll let you know how they turn out. I have the one pan of the Christmas trees and the one pan of the gingerbread, and we're going to go ahead and get these into the oven. I'm going to spray another pan. We're going to keep on going, And we're gonna do 4 minutes per rack. And then turn the racks like I said, and then we'll show you how they come out. Alright, so we're gonna take the leftover dough that we took from around the cutout cookies and we're gonna reuse it. So this is gonna be our final batches of cookies. We're almost done, and we'll do a little taste test for you. Alright, these are the cookies that we have finished so far. We still have a batch to go into the oven. So we're gonna taste test one. This is a little snowman. And then we're gonna make the dip. And then we'll taste test one with the dip. So there's your gingerbread. You ready?
Yeah.
Like them? Mm-hmm. They're better with the dip, but they're good. Let's make the dip. I have the kitchen cleaned up and I'm ready to start making my pumpkin dip. So these are the ingredients I'm going to use. I'm going to use Philadelphia cream cheese, and this is an 8-ounce container. I'm going to be using 2 cups of confectionery sugar. I'm going to be using a 15-ounce can of pumpkin. I'm going to use a tablespoon of ground cinnamon, and I'm going to use a tablespoon of pumpkin spice. So those are the 5 ingredients that I'm going to need for my pumpkin dip. So I'm going to put you guys facing down here, and we're going to get started making this. Alright, let's get started. I got my package of cream cheese that's going in the bowl. I'm just going to put everything in the bowl, and then we're going to mix it together and it'll be good to go. We have our can of pumpkin. We need 2 cups of powdered sugar. One. Oh, I guess I have enough in this one bag. I don't need to open the other bag. All right. 2 cups of powdered sugar. And we need a tablespoon of the cinnamon and a tablespoon of the pumpkin spice. All right. I don't think that's going to fit, so let's go like this. The pumpkin pie spice. All right. So everything we need is in the bowl. I've got my mixer, and I'm just going to mix everything up. Okay, we mixed it till it was nice and smooth. It's really smooth here. It's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and grab Gavin, and we're going to try this with our gingerbread cookies and see how we like it. All right, here we are. We've got our pumpkin dip. I'm going to dip a tree into the dip. That's good. That's really, really good. I won't double dip, but I will dip on top. Oop, I made a mess. That's some good stuff right there. Y'all make sure you try this recipe. It's really, really good. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Gavin's giving it a thumbs up. So we got 2 thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed and you want to. I'm going to do some more recipes out of my family cookbook this year, and or in 2024. And I will catch y'all on the next recipe. I will catch y'all on the next video. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Gavin says bye.